So after I've completed my tutorial on my Cubase 9 project template setup, a friend of mine asked me how I managed to route Machine with 16 outs and 16 MIDI ins so I can get it to play on my keyboard, the pitches, and I could still use my pads and program drum beats on pads while using Cubase's arranger or piano roll as my source for input. So it's actually really simple and it shouldn't take too long to explain this. The first thing we should do here is just press F11. And what this will do is it will bring up our VST instruments rack. We'll go here to rack and we're going to open up Machine. Now that this is loaded up, it's going to ask us to create a MIDI track. So we'll create one for now. Okay. And we have to go here to where the audio outputs are. So we're going to activate the outputs. And we're going to, instead of doing this for 16, we're just going to do it for 3 for simplicity, but just repeat the process for all 16. So I'm going to go in 3. Now we have 3 audio outs. And I'll close this. I'm going to go back to that MIDI track here. And I'm going to add 2 more MIDI tracks. Okay, so now if we take a look here, we have 3 audio outs and 3 MIDI ins. So the next thing we have to do is go into Machine. So we're going to open up Machine. And we're going to load up some samples. So I have some hi-hats here. And let's grab a kick and a snare. And let's find a snare. That's good enough. So now we have a kick, a snare, and a hi-hat. Notice how they're all coming out of output 1. So the first thing we have to do here is go to this button right here. And this will activate our inputs and outputs. We're going to go to our kick, okay? And for our output, we're going to change it to 1, our snare, 2, and our hi-hat 3. So now when I play, my kick comes out of 1, my snare comes out of 2, and my hi-hat comes out of 3. So we've achieved half of this. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our inputs, back to kick, and we're going to go to source, and we're going to change it to MIDI. We're going to change source to host. Go 1. Snare is going to go to host to 2. And our hi-hats are going to go to host and to 3. Now, when I play on my keyboard, there's my hi-hat. There's my snare. And there's my kick. Notice how they're coming out of the correct audio outs. Now, if I go to the Machine and play a beat, it should work out too. And there we have it there. So all you're going to have to do is repeat this process for 16 inputs and outputs instead of just the 3. And as a reminder, if you save this as an instrument track in Cubase, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have to load your samples every single time into it. You can't open up a Machine group project, because if you try to open up a prearranged group, what will end up happening is you'll have to reroute everything. So if you do this primarily to create your own drum tracks, then it'll work out for you. But if you want to use Machine expansion packs, you'll have to reprogram it every single time. So hopefully this helps, and cheers. You have a good day.